Okay. I don't know about all of you, but I feel like I've been drinking from a water hose. Tracy, are there results of the poll questions? Is Tracy here?
Sure. So thank you everybody again for taking the poll. Sorry. Okay, so what is the greatest technical hurdle that impedes our ability to synthesize genomes in the ways we need and or want to? Looks like most people said DNA delivery, and then large-scale DNA synthesis was a second runner-up, but definitely almost half said DNA delivery. In the Center of Excellence for Engineering Biology, if the Center of Excellence for Engineering Biology obtains funding and is able to fund pilot projects, how should they be chosen? And exactly 50% said NIH style study session, peer review with review panel members identified. And then our last question, do you think GP Wright can advance the development of new technologies and methods of biological engineering that could move the world ahead in a variety of fields? Most people said yes, which is great. So thank you everybody again.
Everybody for participating in the poll. That's a good way to end the meeting. I'm not going to spend a lot of time summarizing right now because it would be almost impossible to try to summarize the results of everything that's come out of this meeting. It's just really going to require some review of all of the materials that have been presented first, generated here at the meeting, and then, a synthesis goes on, but we will be sharing those with you. Just some things that I heard that really struck me over the last 2 days. Amazing how fast science is moving. It just keeps moving more quickly every year. The technology and infrastructure in this field is emerging rapidly as well, which is good and provides, I think, a real opportunity for this project. I think we heard that the social, legal, and ethical efforts really need to be very inclusive, embedded in the project itself, in the pilot projects, and encompass all cultures that are represented in the project. The governance and funding framework, principles and charters need to be worked out and established with cultural and legal norms respected across the international community. We had wonderful discussion in the working groups today. If you have not left your slides from the reports with us at the registration desk, please do that so that we can collect all of that information. Or if you have prepared remarks that weren't in slides, please send those to us as well. I'm going to ask the chairs of those discussions to kind of send around summaries of what they presented for comment within the group so that we can get a collective statement of what came out of the working groups this afternoon, and those will be posted on the website. Some things that we've heard about, obviously in interactions with the press over the last 2 days as well, continued efforts to make our meetings and our project more open and accessible and understandable. On that point, our communications will be being sent out through the website. We'll be posting on the website, continuously updating that, especially now that the working groups are beginning their work. So please check back on that frequently. The pilot projects will be posted there. We will be sending communications out through the website via MailChimp. So if you are not receiving messages from the project, please contact me and let me know, because many of you have institutions where it's tough for MailChimp to get across the firewall. And so if you're not getting the communications, we'll have to figure out another way to get them to you. Just in terms of next steps, we've been talking, the leadership group has been talking about holding 2 meetings a year, one in October, which would be a smaller meeting. Maybe that is a meeting where the scientists actually get together on pilot projects where they're working together, or our working groups get together to advance their work, or other things that are going on in the project, as a way of really moving the work forward. And then a large meeting like this one in May, where we can really communicate the output over the last year and highlight the exciting new stuff that's coming up and deciding what's next. We will be commencing meetings from the working groups, hopefully conference calls once a month. So if anyone wanted to participate in more than one working group this afternoon or didn't get a chance to participate, please send in your choice, and we can add you to the list of those working groups and make sure that you get those notifications. And finally, I think, a big next step in terms of how the project is structured is for the scientific objectives and roadmaps to be defined with more specificity, and how is the work going to be distributed across countries, how are pilot projects going to be selected in a more formalized basis, and how can safety and the ethical, legal, and social working groups be involved in the work right from the beginning to make sure that they're actively embedded in those projects. And then in addition to the project work, how will the international consortium be structured? And of course, the biggest next step is a big focus on fundraising. So stay tuned, and we'll have some updated reports for you, hopefully throughout the next year. Okay, thank you all for coming. And before you sit up, I just want to thank the people who worked to make this meeting happen. It went really smoothly for having 250 people in a facility as small as this. And so really like to thank Amy Schwartz, Christopher Recupero, Dave Whalen, Laura McCullough, Sonia Billerback, Zane Rubel, and Brandon Mannon for volunteering over the last 2 days. Okay, travel safely, everybody. Thank you for coming.